am joined by Daniel Shwartzberg, the Director of Customer Experience at HDBaseT Alliance. Welcome, Daniel. Thank you for joining me.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Tell me a little bit more about the HDBaseT Alliance.
So the Alliance was founded in 2010 with the aim of promoting and developing HDBaseT as the ultimate standard for AV connectivity. We began with 4 members. It was founded by Valens, who are the semiconductor vendor and the inventors of the technology itself, along with LG, Samsung, and Sony Pictures. And those 4 were the original founders of the HDBaseT Alliance. Fast forward 9 years, the Alliance now boasts more than 200 members from all across the AV world, generating every year new, better, and faster products. We have thousands of approved HDBaseT products on the market. And the Alliance is also responsible not only for developing the spec and the standard, but also for testing. We have a compliance testing facility which allows us to receive products that our members are selling, and we make sure that they comply to the standard as well, and we publish that information on our website. We have a mobile app to help installers find the right product for their needs. So we've come a long way in 9 years, and we've got a lot planned for the future as well.
Great. So tell me more about your role as Director of Customer Experience.
So my role within the Alliance is basically all about ecosystem awareness. I'm responsible for running training courses with the Alliance. In fact, in another 2 hours, I'll be starting another installer expert program where we have more than 90 installers registered to learn how to work with the technology. I run additional courses. I'm also very present online. We have an online forum where installers and other people interested in the technology can ask questions about it, can get advice how to work with it. So I'm all about making sure that the ecosystem is the best equipped it can be to use our technology in the best way possible.
So the big news here at InfoComm 19 from HDBaseT is the Spec 3.0.
Oh, yes.
Tell us more about that.
Okay, so Spec 3.0, not surprisingly, is the 3rd generation of HDBaseT Spec. This, though, presents some enormous new capabilities compared to Spec 2.0 and one before that. The key point of Spec 3.0 is all about the bandwidth. So whereas before HDBaseT links could run up to speeds of 8 gigabits per second, which is actually the equivalent of a 10.2 gigabit per second HDMI speed, with Spec 3.0 we've doubled that up. We are now running links that run at 16 gigabits per second, which is the equivalent of an 18 gigabit per second link of HDMI, and we are doing all of that without the need for any compression whatsoever. So 16 gigabit per second link with HDBaseT will give you fully uncompressed 4K 60 444 running at 60 hertz over a single category cable for distances of up to 100 meters. But that's about the video. Spec 3.0 is more than just that. We have a 16 gigabit link for video, but we also have improved our return channel, which was previously running at a maximum of 300 megabits per second, now is running at 2 gig per second. What does that mean? It means that in addition to the video, we can now carry 1 gigabit per second of Ethernet. We have guaranteed 350 megabits per second of USB 2.0 traffic. We're giving you additional audio capabilities, sideband audio capabilities. So it's not just about the uncompressed video, it's gigabit Ethernet, it's better sound, it's more USB bandwidth, and all of that with a maximum link latency of 10 microseconds. So HDBaseT always has been, and even with Spec 3.0 continues to be, a near zero latency technology. And this is huge. We are the first technology on the market that will give you 4K 60 444 without the need for any compression. And if you walk around the show floor today, you will see lots of people promoting their HDMI 2.0 solutions for carrying, as I say, 4K 60 444. There's a lot of debate in the industry who's doing it with what compression, what's a better compression, what's a less good compression. We leave all of that behind with Spec 3.0, fully uncompressed.
So why do we need fully uncompressed, and where do we need it most?
Excellent question. There are many use cases where compression will work, but there are a number of them where a compressed video image can actually be a very big detriment. For example, medical imaging. When we're talking about medical imaging, the color, the resolution of the picture is essential because it can be the difference between a good diagnosis and a bad diagnosis. That's where uncompressed becomes essential. But also, for example, computer graphics. If you look at an Excel spreadsheet through a compressed video stream, very often, and it depends upon the depth of the compression and the type of the compression that's used, very often an Excel spreadsheet and many other graphics-based images will show a lot of deterioration when you compress it. So yes, there are better compression schemes, there are worse compression schemes, but if you want to have the ultimate picture quality, you need to work uncompressed. Also, compression by nature introduces delay. And once again, there are use cases, for example, when we're talking about PC extension, where delay, the movement of a mouse, you want to see that reflected on the screen instantly. And compression that introduces delay means that you will find it uncomfortable working with a mouse over an extended display. I'm not saying that all compression is bad, but I am saying that there is definitely a need for an uncompressed video stream.
So how does the Spec 3.0 work with previous iterations of the HDBaseT spec?
So the HDBaseT Alliance, when we have developed the spec, has always made it very, very clear. Whatever the spec evolution is, we should always be backward compatible to what there already has been. So Spec 3.0 will work with the Spec 2.0 and with Spec 1.0. There is full interoperability, that's hard to say at this time of the day, full interoperability between the different standards. We do that, of course, to the best capabilities that each standard supports. So if I have a 16 gig HDBaseT 3.0 chip connected to a 8 gig Spec 2.0 gig, then obviously we need to understand that that link is going to work at a maximum of 8 gigabits per second. What's good about the Alliance as well, and this I think, let's touch maybe upon the overall subject of interoperability, because there are people in the industry who would like to make claims that HDBaseT is not a real standard, simply because it doesn't guarantee interoperability. In a word, humbug. That's simply not true. HDBaseT, not only at the spec level, guarantees interoperability, but also at the product level. Now, right, we have these 5 different elements that make up HDBaseT: audio, video, controls, Ethernet, USB, and power. We call that 5-play. Not every manufacturer wants to implement all those 5 different elements, and that's great for the manufacturers. Why? Because they can have product differentiation. So they can take, for example, a fully spec'd product at the high end of their range and a less fully spec'd product at the lower end of the range. Our technology allows them to do that. The products know to identify what the other side supports, and that's how we can guarantee interoperability. And if an installer is wondering which product does what, that's not a problem as well. We have a compliance testing specification, we have a compliance testing laboratory. Vendors send their products to us, as I mentioned earlier, and we make sure that they meet the specification for the different elements of those 5-play elements that they wish to support. We then put that listing on the website of the HDBaseT Alliance. An installer can very easily go and find what products support which capabilities. We even have a mobile app for Android, for iOS, where he can also go and find out. The installer can check exactly what is supported. So any claims of lack of interoperability, as I say, are frankly humbug. I should also mention that there are plenty of other specs in the world and other standards like Ethernet, like HDMI, that allow implementations to use a subset of the full feature set. We are just another one of those. And as I say, we give the installers, the system integrators, the tools they need to make sure that the products they choose will work together.
Great, thanks for clearing that up.
Thank you.
So now tell us where else people can find you in the industry during the year.
Okay, well, first of all, of course, we have the trade shows. So here at InfoComm, we have within the HDBaseT Alliance 13 of our 200 plus members who are showcasing the latest technologies. Walk around the show floor, you'll find another 100 or so. We have more than 100 HDBaseT Alliance members showcasing products as well. Of course, we have trade shows like ISE in Europe, but there are many, many applications of HDBaseT beyond the regular ProAV market. So for example, we see HDBaseT emerging in industrial PCs, we see HDBaseT emerging in education, we see HDBaseT emerging in industrial applications such as industrial PCs. Each of those different market segments have their own trade shows. If you go to hdbastet.org, the website, you'll be able to see what's planned, where you'll be able to find the HDBaseT Alliance in the coming months and in the year ahead. And you'll be surprised exactly where this technology is being applied to. The new Spec 3 and the new chipset from Valence are going to create a whole bunch of new markets for us. So when we come back and speak next year, you'll probably have to be able to find HDBaseT in completely new market segments that we haven't even talked about today.
Well, I look forward to that. We were here today with Daniel Shwartzberg, the Director of Customer Experience for HDBaseT Alliance here at InfoComm 19. Thank you so much for joining me, Daniel.
Thank you, my pleasure.